Chris Graves, who has entered the transfer portal.
Yeah, Chris Graves, that was today. Actually, just a little bit before the show. Cornerback from Bishop Vero and Fort Myers, teammates of Malik Curtis in high school. He was the kid who we signed the year after, who was young for his grade, for his classification level. A guy who I'd mentioned as wanting to see take a step forward in this offseason towards this next year. But it seems that Miami has recruited over him, both in the high school ranks and in the transfer portal ranks of cornerbacks who are going to come in and play now, whereas he still has development to undergo before seeing the field. And yeah, made that decision to announce that he was in the portal today. Wish him well. Obviously, I was pushing for the guy. You know, he's 6'1.5", 6'2", blazing speed. Him and Malik Curtis on that 4x1 at Bishop Vero was just a monster pairing and everything. Has all the physicality in the world, but you know, you can be a great athlete and not a great player of your sport. And it seems like he's still on the developing demonstrable, repeatable skill in terms of his technique on the football field. So, you know, I really wanted it to work here for him. I think that it can work for him somewhere else. Maybe he takes a step down to a G5 level, and finds a home somewhere else doing that. But I do wish him well wherever he goes, and I'll always be a fan. You know, I do want to see him do well, be successful in life. Even if he's successful somewhere else than Miami in terms of football, then we can talk about what failed him here, and you know, we can use that as a prism through which to view the coaching staff and things within the program. But yeah, he did just announce that today. Not really a major loss, because again, it seemed like he wasn't really going to do much other than maybe run down very fast on some coverage units, if that. But no matter where he lands or whatever he does, we do wish him well. But yeah, he is departing from the University of Miami. It does seem, and if he withdraws and comes back, hey, nose to the grindstone, work on your technique, grow and develop. We'll see what happens later in this year, going into next year. Obviously, there's work to be done, so I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. If he's testing things to see, hey, like, is there a spot for me somewhere else? And he comes to find out, actually, the grass on the other side of the street is not greener, and I want to stay in this kind of green with orange and white on our uniforms and, everywhere else on campus, then I'm with that as well. But like I said, it does look like he's going to be departing, just like Terry Roberts did already this offseason from that cornerback room. Wish him well wherever he goes. Good luck, Godspeed.
Chris Graves Jr. in that 2022 class, 7th rated athlete in the country, top 125 player, top 20 player in the state of Florida.
Trying to tell, I mean, an incredible athlete, but like Malik Curtis, he was big and fast and played for a small, parochial school, played both ways. He played more corner his senior year than Curtis did. Curtis was mostly offense with a sprinkle of defense. Graves, knowing that he was coming to Miami probably to play defense, played more on the defensive side than did Curtis the year before, but still, speed only gets you but so far. You know what I mean? And apparently his technique did not get to a place that was going to play him onto the field. And again, as per today's announcement, it seems like he will be looking for shelter elsewhere. And I wish him well in that pursuit.
So obviously with those qualifications coming out of high school, there's going to be a ton of schools that kick the tires on one.
Yeah, man.
Graves. Yeah.
Yeah, it's top 100 player in the country. Like, yeah, top 10 athlete in the country. You're like, that's the kind of athleticism this guy, that's what we're talking about, the caliber of play. Now, it also kind of does start to beg the question, why couldn't you turn that, clay into a beautiful sculpture here in Miami? You know what I mean? But that's a conversation for either later or another day. I don't know.
We had Tom Luganbill on a couple months ago, and he made the statement that he said this in regards to 5 stars, but of course there's not just some drop dead line that differentiates athletes. It's a descending scale of some degree. But his basic point was, if you don't make it as a 5-star, then it 9 times out of 10 is that particular player's issue. Meaning he didn't have his head together because of whatever.
Right. Yeah, and I think that has borne itself out to be true. I mean, like their 5 stars are what 700% more likely to be drafted in the first round than other ranked, things. People, stars don't matter, and then you turn into the NFL draft, and it's like 5-star, 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 2-star who grew 4 inches and gained 55 pounds of lean muscle, 5-star, 4-star, 5-star, 5-star, it's things like that. So, yeah, but again, you're talking a top 100 player in the country, starting to look at, okay, what's the matter with you kind of thing, but Miami has not been the most steady program either. But
maybe you can enlighten me on this as well, Cam. Now, I should know this, and I thought I did know it. Why is there a transfer outside of the transfer portal window? He's not a grad transfer.
Do not believe so. Couldn't tell you. I honestly don't know. People did hop into my mind because I quoted it from the State of the U account, not my personal account. And I was looking at some people hopped in and asked that same question. And I was like, you know what? I got this really, really great fried chicken dinner from Betty's Soul Food in Fort Lauderdale that I'm going to have for dinner before I go on this show with Mark. And I'm going to focus on that and not finding out the answer. So I was a little derelict in my research discovery to get to that answer. But I mean, maybe it's just because it's between academic years or something. Like I think that the spring or summer semester, summer session 1 probably just is near ending. Well, no, this is summer 2 because camp is coming up in a couple weeks. So I don't know. But whatever it was, like he met the end of the road.
Okay. Because it's been my understanding, and it now sounds like your understanding, that especially over the last, there have been more rules applied to the transfer portal in the last year or so, and that there has been a specific window designated after the season and then after spring practice. And it's been very much in tune with the numbers that we've seen, the volume of players, and then it shuts off. But then there's a one-off here and a one-off there and a one-off, and they're not grad transfers. So I just don't know. There's obviously something to the rules that have been placed, because 99.3% of the cases have fallen within the window of the transfer portal, but there has been an odd case or two that has snuck through.
Yeah, and I looked it up really quickly. Like I don't see any transfer portal window that's currently open. Like baseball went to July 13th, which is the latest that I see on this website in front of me. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. Oh, stop with all the pop-ups. Get out of here. But yeah, I don't know. But either way, he seems like he's leaving. So see you.